Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. I'm joined by the one and only Savage Yeti. We're going to talk about two tournament games from the Snap Judgments League. We're going to look at the decks, do a play-by-play for the games that they were played in. Yeti, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm excited to do this again. It was really fun last week.
Yeah, I had a blast last week, and these decks are insanely cool.
Yeah, the first one we're going to talk about is really cool. I actually added it to my game so I could play it after this.
I mean, but the second one has Leech and it's discard. All right, let's go. So this is JJRolk's Toxic Anni. JJ is a streamer. We'll get to his Twitch in a moment. This is very similar to something I was playing. This was my I said it in a video recently. I have a deck that I use to win the location with less than 10 power, so I don't have to just punt those games. And it's really similar to this, but it was pre-Mockingbird, so it didn't have the Mysterio and Mockingbird and had some other stuff instead. Why do you like this one so much?
I've always, first of all, I haven't played an Annihilus Hazmat list before. I've seen them, but they always just seem not as good as the other Annihilus lists. And with Mockingbird, it makes playing like Debris and even Mysterio a lot better and gives more of a reason to play those cards. So I think Mockingbird kind of makes this list just a little bit more solid. And I haven't played a Hazmat list in a long time since the original Luke Cage nerf.
Nice. There are lots and lots of ways to send over the Mysterios and the Debris cards. You can do it with Yellow Jacket, you can do it with Typhoid Mary, you can do it with Man Thing. So that's a lot of junk you can send over. If you go like Mysterio on 2, Debris on 3, and then you play Typhoid into Annihilus, GG's. Their board is basically guaranteed full.
It almost reverts the Annihilus nerf where he used to send over zero cost cards, and now you can send the Debris stuff over if you're a little bit clever with it. So,
all right, let's take a look at some card replacements. Okay, so JJRolk, you can find at twitch.tv and this is very complicated to get his Twitch name, JJRolk. If you need Zabu, Annihilus, and Man Thing, really, you can try Cull for Man Thing. Cull was in the version I played, just to have something extra big because Debris makes 1-drops. But I think that you probably just prefer Man Thing. Like if you see Luke, just run.
Yeah, I would say that Man Thing's I don't know. Maybe you can replace Man Thing with Cull. I feel like every card in this list is pretty necessary. There's not a whole lot of big replacements. Maybe Mockingbird, if you don't have her yet, you can play something else. But again, I feel like Mockingbird really solidifies the deck.
Yeah, you just want that big power. Like if they've got some negative stuff, it gets exponentially more powerful for it.
Yeah.
Right. If you have the cards, though, how do you play it? Okay. So turn 1 is Hood. Yellow Jacket doesn't usually come down on 1. Yellow Jacket comes down one of 2 reasons. 1, you don't have another way to get something negative to send it across. Or 2, at the end of the game, they're like snapping and getting ready to Shang you. If you have priority, you can use Yellow Jacket to bring your Typhoid or Sentry down right below that threshold. Turn 2, Zabu or Mysterio. I greatly prefer Zabu, but once in a while, Mysterio is just the right call. I like Zabu because I want my 2/3s on turn 6 play as a general rule, and there's not another really good spot to play him outside of turn 2 or 3, and then you're not going the full junk thing. Mysterio is only really good on 2 as if you know you're going to do Hazmat shenanigans or have Mockingbird though. Turn 3, Debris or a 4-drop or Mysterio. Generally speaking, I prefer Debris on turn 3 here, especially if I have everything set up. But look, sometimes just if you're playing like a Thanos deck, just dropping an early Swamp Thing is really strong. Turn 4, Sentry, Typhoid, or Man Thing. Take your pick. What are you sending over? How are you sending it over? If you're planning on sending over a bunch of rocks or clones, it needs to be Typhoid. If you just have one lane that's really you're threatening, Man Thing is great, and Sentry is obviously Sentry in standard operating ways. Turn 5 is basically Annihilus. There's nothing else you'd love to play, but if you need to, you could usually get a Zabu and Mockingbird off here for the double 3 end of the game, and that is basically always your hope to play 2 3s at the end of the game or a 3 and a Mockingbird. Any thoughts on the playlines?
This looks good. The only thing I would add is, depending on the matchup, if you're playing like another Annihilus list or something, sometimes holding Annihilus to turn 6 is going to be a better play. But
sure.
Yeah. But for overall,
It
this
is
is going to be the play line.
it is worth noting that by Annihilisting on turn 5, sometimes you can leave them nowhere to play their Annihilus.
Also true. This is a deck
If
that
you can
will send a lot of things over. Yeah.
yeah. If you're filling their board, then they can Annihilus and you win. Although if you leave even one spot, you're in trouble.
Yep. Yeah,
Feels like
I
this
like the
might
amount
want
of
a
stuff
Wyeth.
that you can send over. It's pretty nuts with this deck.
Oh yeah. All right, let's take one last look at the deck, then we'll get to some gameplay. Okay, so this is one last look at it. I think this is really cool. Again, these are just like all cards that synergize really, really well together in multiple ways, right? Everything has two uses. Yellow Jacket can protect from Shang or get you sending things over. The Man Thing stuff and the negative stuff can just be good power, or it could send a bunch of crap to their side of the board. Mockingbird gets cheap, so Debris and Mysterio have two uses. It's just really great.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know why I just thought about this. I don't know how useful it is either, but Typhoid Mary kind of lets your sentry duck under Shang-Chi if you need to. It's really niche spots, but a cool little utility that it also has.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's watch the game.
Let's do it.
All right, and it is game time as we wait with JJRolk, who has just a great mustache. You can see him sort of under Yeti. We are waiting for JJRolk. He is playing against Cold.
I'm really excited to see how this deck plays out.
Ooh.
Oh.
As Cold immediately gets excited. Wow, that's quite the opening hand, right?
That is the curve you're looking for.
Yeah.
Asteroid's a little annoying.
So if they're playing threes and threes end up in that location, that's pretty good for Man Thing, though.
Yeah, I guess
Although
funnel everything.
Yeah, Muir isn't great. I'd assume we're gonna see a Zabu here into Muir Island, but who knows?
Oh,
no, Mysterio over Zabu, so
I don't
immediately confusing me.
I don't know if I agree with it, but
Well, it's his deck. Let's see how it goes. Right?
yeah. Interesting.
Well, see, because here Man Thing can just make Asteroid end the lane. You start sending things in.
Yeah, but I think I like
Cold.
this play if you have an Nihilus in hand.
Fair. So Cold drops an armor, and we don't know what armor is going to be. I assume this is Zabu and Demon. Yeah, both mid. It looks like this is an Annihilus mirror based on the Korg showing up along with armor.
I like watching Annihilus mirrors because that mind games on the last couple of turns is always really fun.
Yeah. Here we'll have a Man Thing coming down, I'd assume. Oh, Typhoid. Interesting, Typhoid Mary. And Typhoid Mary not going under the armor, but although I guess Asteroid M means it can't go under the armor. Debating whether to Yellow Jacket and bring that Typhoid down immediately or not to protect it from Shang.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about Yellow Jacket to drop Typhoid and Sentry under Shang.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing like he has a Nihilus in hand. I feel like I would play it slightly differently, but maybe he's thinking it's necessary to draw a Nihilus. Oh, well, there it is.
Oh, yeah. You can just draw it on turn 5, no problem.
Yep.
So the opponent definitely has a Nihilus right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, So this is the Darkhawk version. I believe this is Ika's list that Cold is playing that I featured in a video.
Do you ever play Yellow Jacket mid and pass just to dip pass priority?
I could see it. I don't hate Man Thing mid either. You're not losing anything that way.
That would work too. Does Man Thing? You probably don't dip underneath even with the
problem is you really want to get Luke out, right? Yeah, Man Thing mid is the play. Man Thing left makes less sense to me. So you really don't want Prio. Here comes Annihilus.
Oh, it ties. Yep. Oh, he plays early Annihilus.
Ooh, and a Dan Hip Annihilus.
Ooh,
all right, well, that's a win for JJ.
Yeah,
and the free Mockingbird. That's it. Unless there's a Cosmo or you play Annihilus mid, literally just in case there's just a random Goliath, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the only thing you'd be worried about here, and with the
you
armor.
Can still play 3 cards. You can go Mockingbird, So Yellow Jacket first, then Mockingbird and Nihilus would be the order, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Okay, that works exactly the same way. Yellow Jacket's order doesn't matter. Just
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about Luke. You don't have to worry about Luke. Oh, okay. So you get the extra negative on your negative cards. And let's see. The lack of snap here is genuinely really disciplined.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of discipline not to snap here.
I feel like I would have snapped, and then Cold probably would have retreated.
Yep.
Man, that
And
power
the
swing.
free Mockingbird takes down the 2 cubes.
Oh man.
Really, really well played. Clearly an
Yep.
expert at his own deck.
How does that game look if he doesn't draw the Annihilus?
Real bad.
Like he's losing right for sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
but you run for 1 at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like we're going to see a Zabu Man thing early.
Do you ever go Zabu into cage and hold Man Thing for a spot where you know they're going to play cards? Or is there just enough things getting played?
I assume there's enough things, and that means you have to play Man Thing right. Sorry, Zabu right. Oh, are we just going Mysterio?
We need to talk to him. I want to know what the logic is behind Mysterio over Zabu.
Clearly my play lines were wrong. I would play Zabu over Mysterio.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's got Mockingbird in him.
I guess. But I'll find another time to play Mysterio. How cheap is Mockingbird? I guess
It gets all 3, so it's a 2 cost.
Oh, so then you can go Luke Cage into Zabu Mockingbird?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So it changes things, right?
I'm sorry I questioned your...
Or are we going to see Debris? I'd assume we're not going to see Debris. This feels like a Luke Cage to me into Ant-Maze. You don't really want your Eternity range to be filled, though, is the issue.
Yeah, because if you Debris here...
Goes Zabu. Scarlet Witch says, let's have some ongoings, which is not where I would have played that. Well, that's really... The Rock is making Mockingbird better still.
I think last turn I liked the Man Thing in Eternity range. Try to send the Rock over and then plug with Debris. Obviously, you didn't do that, so a little bit.
Well, here's a very, very cheap Mockingbird, as Ant-Maze is clearly a location that he is contesting. A Nico that's going to draw some cards, but that is a lot of negative.
Gonna clog it now with Debris? Or are you just playing Sentry getting power?
I would Sentry, but apparently I am not very good at junk.
Because I guess if you Debris here, you Luke Cage and you win that lane next turn?
Mm-hmm. And now you can play Sentry and Luke, right?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have a massive amount of power. This is exactly Ika's Darkhawk list, by the way. Scarlet Witch and everything. Decides to get that Yellow Jacket out, then do the Debris play. Oh, wow.
Where did he play the real Mysterio?
The real Mysterio is the one that has 1 power.
Ah.
The snap comes in, Debris seeing what's going to happen.
Did they change Mysterio to show the full power? It used to all say 0, didn't it?
They do, and Mace.
Gotcha.
Here comes a nice early Zabu. Apparently, unless Mysterio is drawn. Let's see. I'm curious how this game would work. Here's a hood.
Gotta be Zabu, right?
Well,
okay.
I mean, yes.
I don't know. Over a hood? I don't know anymore.
Over a hood, yeah. My working assumption would be this would be Sentry over Debris, but what do I know? There's the Hazmat for the first time. Pixel Gold Hazmat. As we're learning from a clear toxic expert. Debris Gold, Hazmat Gold, Sentry Gold, Toxic Pixels, Luke Gold, Hood Gold. Is this? No, Zabu's not gold. The one I have gold isn't gold. Because apparently only the pixels can be golded.
The mockingbird
Oh.
not being gold is making me sad.
Well, I mean, it's been 2 days. People that spend enough money for that always confuse me.
Yep.
Here comes a hood. I'd assume a debris. Debris is coming down to the sacred timeline. And then are we going to hazmat into Atlanta? Sorry.
Now you hold the Nihilus until turn 6.
Unless you can fill the board. Wow.
Mid is plugged up.
Pretty nice. Mockingbird guarantees a win mid. So I'd get Demon down at the very least. Oh, wow.
Mysterio and then Hazmat Luke Cage? No, you have to play.
No, that doesn't work.
Nihilus, yeah.
Could be Hazmat Luke. Hazmat Luke now doesn't do anything, right?
I think it wins mid. Just lock it up now.
Here we go. There's the Demon, which is going to make Mockingbird cheaper, but not if Mockingbird comes out. And now the hand will be full. Oh.
Second guessing a little bit. This is overly complicated even for me, and he's been playing this.
Hazmat, Demon, and Mockingbird. Okay. This is just protecting against the opponent void, right? Yeah. Suddenly, Shang would be nice.
And then is it just a Nihilus left? Oh no, you have to win mid too, right? Oh, Yellow Jacket.
I believe you win mid just by playing Nihilus. You can Yellow Jacket on Nihilus, but like I believe you win mid by just playing Nihilus. That feels like the wrong place though. Getting some more negatives on the negatives you're sending over is the debate. Chooses not to even play the Yellow Jacket. That's interesting. Why?
Ooh. Yeah, why not Yellow Jacket left and then send everything over?
I don't know.
And he reveals second, so even a Nihilus.
And we're not seeing the end of games as Cold is struggling again in the Annihilus mirror. Not sure what to do when you get clocked.
The Nihilus mirrors are really fun, but also the most confusing things for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Turn 1 hood.
Chugia is good for Cold though. Oh. Okay, non-revealing demon time. Oh no, Zabu. Just draw Zabu.
He's had Zabu
here,
opening hand.
every game.
Yeah.
Every game. Yeah. Zabu every game. Snap coming in, I believe, from Cold this game. As Latrugia is a positive location, I'd assume that draw was Darkhawk based on the speed with which the snap came in, because Darkhawk and Latrugia is a backbreaker.
Yeah, I like the snap early. Last week we saw a few late snaps, and I like snapping aggressively here.
Yeah. Ooh. There's the retreat.
Get that free cube.
Yeah. I believe we're 1 away from high stakes now. That was round 3, I believe.
I think so.
Or was it round 4?
I think that was... Oh, that was 4.
Oh, wait, that was round 4. All right. We're heading into high stakes. That's a good hand. He got very excited by this hand. If you take a look at him, he's like, "Oh my god!" There is no early play though.
Yeah, this is all. I mean, Hazmat, Yellow Jacket is all late game stuff. Nexus is interesting.
Yeah, that's rough for a junk deck. Like if they just get big enough there, right?
Yeah, you have to try to clog it.
Yeah. Is he eating chocolate?
I don't know. It looks like he's smelling chocolate.
Okay. And there goes the snap from I believe JJ.
I guess Necrocia's pretty good, but
Oh no, from Cold. Cold said I'll just put a bunch of big power in Nexus, and if you can't clog fast enough, I win. Right?
Yep. There's not much you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the biggest things you have is Typhoid Sentry, but that's not gonna beat a Darkhawk and whatever else is there.
And Sentry also, right?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, sure. If Cold gets that Gamma Lab, there is no answer to it in Rook's deck. We don't know if Cold is playing Shang-Chi. Oh, a rock going into Gamma Lab.
Gamma Lab fodder. Do you play the
Demon Elves?
Do you play the demon in
Danger
the?
Room.
Oh, you would have played.
No,
it
I would have played in Danger Room. I want to see if I can get that Danger Room going. Ooh, I think you blow Hazmat. Is this insane?
I feel like
if
you have to play in the Gamma Lab and just try to match him a little bit there.
Yeah.
Because if he gets 3 Hulks and you get 2, you're not coming back in that lane.
At least it's real unlikely.
Yeah.
Well, here's a ton of Hulks all over the place. And what a surprise, a Zabu. Off curve, though. Do you even play it? Is this a... That's interesting.
I don't know if you're gaining anything. Still just getting one of these 4 drops out and an Annihilus.
Fair.
I mean, that's scary. But I guess you have to play it either mid or left, right?
Well, yeah, and playing it left just means Shang really blows you out.
Yeah.
We know we have a demon in Cold's hand. And nothing else.
I'm liking this undo end turn button, by the way.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Yeah, it's been great.
It saved me a lot of cubes as I go, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the snap. And the retreat on the assumption of Shang-Chi.
I feel like that's a pretty disciplined retreat. I don't think
I mean,
I do it.
I would. Shang blows you out. Like, Shang is a loss in Gamma Lab, which is one of the problems with not running attack, right?
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, don't listen to my snap takes in Conquest. I'm 0-2 right now.
Oh.
So, I had a rough one this last week. Shoot, I forget his name. I'd have to look it up, but I lost an 8-cuber game 1 and then just lost the 2 cubes the game immediately after. So
fair enough.
Yep.
That is not much of a game, friend.
No, it definitely. And I misplayed the play I made. Just loses the game outright. Didn't matter if he played cards or not. So it was really not good.
So just top level Marvel Snap.
Yeah, it was great.
All right. Oh, there you
Probably
go.
A little
Zabu.
Disappointed on the Zabu pull, right?
Not thrilled about the Scarlet Witch either.
Yeah, I would have liked to pull something else.
Clear pass here since the turn 2 play was Wakanda. I think you're happier with Zabu than Luke because the timing of Luke is frustrating. Man-Thing into Wakanda? Or Man-Thing into the big house seems like it probably wins that location.
Yeah, I like Man-Thing there. I also like getting some power and possibly using Man-Thing left if you need to.
Typhoid Mary potentially mid, which will be Shang-proof, as Zabu does not appear to be in Cold Stack.
You snap, well, I don't know, I guess it's not a snap spot. Nothing is really Shangable, especially now with armor, but... Sentry left?
Working. Yep. Sentry sort of left.
Maybe you
get out that
rock too.
Yeah, throw that rock mid probably.
Who snapped? Was that Cold?
That was Cold. Looks like we might be going home early.
Yeah, I think I snapped back here. I like my hand. That's JJ.
Snap back. You
There
called
it
it.
is.
This will be our last game.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, this is exactly what you're looking for, right? Next turn, you can Luke Cage Hazmat, Man Thing Hazmat, and then just Annihilus last turn.
Yep. Let's see if Cold Annihilus is now or later. Ooh, Debris is really good right now. I don't know if you can afford to Debris and Hazmat.
This is tough. Cold, if he has Annihilus, has to hold it, right? Just keep passing priority.
Mm-hmm. You have Tossed Prio, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a Hazmat and Luke, I believe.
Yeah, this is tough. Because you want to set up for the Annihilus, but it's a little bit difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Hazmat Luke. First time Cold is seeing Luke Cage, although I'm sure he assumed it was in the deck.
This also stops worth noting, it stops a rock from being able to be sent over later.
Sure.
But not a concern.
Wow, without Prio too. And all the numbers bounce right back up. Oh, a Cull Obsidian.
Oh, man. You can just Annihilus left, right? Even if the Annihilus last?
Yeah, that should still win.
Oh,
Annihilus
wait, no.
doesn't win is the problem.
Sorry, not left. I meant right. But that doesn't quite win. Unless it sends the hood over
left.
first.
Man Thing left is -4 on the opponent's side. Man Thing and Debris. Yeah, that'll do. That's the win.
Is this Annihilus Demon?
Yep, there you go. That's the win.
This deck looks way too complicated for me. He navigated that really well.
Yeah, without any doubt.
Wow.
As JJRolk wins the game. Moving on. Next week, we'll have an update, by the way, for a bunch of 3-0 players who are competing for the win.
I looked at the standings. There's some easily recognized, some well-known names at the top of my pod at the moment. So
who are they?
I think Drewberry is up there.
Yeah, Drewberry's 2-0.
Yeah, there was somebody else that's also up there, and I'm 27th place out of my pod.
Which is there's 30 people in the pod, so you're better than some.
Yeah. Actually, there's only 28 in my pod, so I'm better than one.
Oh, you got one of the smaller pods.
I'm playing him this week too, so we'll see.
Let's go.
All
right.
So
let's go to our next deck. Hey everybody, please hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment, help us grow. We're 500 subs from 10,000. Any help would be appreciated. We do 7 days a week of videos here on the channel. We bring you at least 3 new decks every single weekday. We get exclusive decks from the top of Infinite Ladder. Hit that sub, help us grow. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're willing, watch as much of the videos as you can. Greater watch time helps just as much as a like and comment. Thanks so much. Let's get to deck 2. What is this? All right, this is a standard discard list. It's not running Collector, which is like thing 1. It's not running Meek, which is thing 2 to know, right? This is your standard discard without those 2 cards. Plus, it's got a weird tech leech. I'm very, very, very curious if TheMasternot is able to use leech to great effect. The new leech means that if you ramp into it with Corvus, it's going to take effect immediately. What do you think of this deck? What do you think of leech in it?
I have not seen a leech in this archetype before, so I am curious. I'm curious how it performs against the meta, just as a whole, how important the leech is. Aside from that, I mean, it's your standard discard list. Not a whole lot to say, but that leech is really interesting. I haven't seen it before.
I mean, I think it's possible that if they ever figure out what they're doing with Thanos, that this type of discard list, not necessarily Leech, we need to see how Leech works in these games, but that this type of discard list is the best game deck and Snap right now. There's a lot of power.
Yeah, I can see that. I have always been a discard hater, just in all card games. Especially in like Hearthstone or this, where the randomness comes in. Never been a fan, but recently I've been playing more and more of it, and I've really been liking it.
Cool. Let's take a look at what we can replace. All right, so you can check out TheMasternot. There's an underscore between Master and Not on Twitch. Glaive can probably be Lady Sif. Glaive is nice in this deck for the early Leech, but not a requirement. But Proxima and MODOK are needed.
Yeah, I think the only replacement that I can think of aside from Glaive is if you don't want to play Leech, but at that point you're not really playing this list, you're just playing a discard list.
Right. If you would like just a bunch of regular old discard lists, when Meek was changed in the OTA video this week, I featured like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right, so this has a 60 freaking 2% win rate. This is the thumbnail deck. 62% win rate with the Leech version. This exact version, 158 games this season. Not exactly a small sample either. So this is seemingly a legit deck, which is really cool. So turn 1 pass, you blade when the target is good. You just sort of hold blade until the right time. Turn 2, Mobius over Colleen. Obviously, don't Colleen over Mobius with Mobius in hand, please. Colleen is for either Wolverine or for... Help me. Swarm, that's the other card. Turn 2 is generally better than anything you can do on turn 3, but Corvus is more or less equal to Gambit. Corvus is better if you're trying to ramp something out. Gambit is better if they've got like a Zabu out or a key early target. Turn 3, Dracula or Leech. Turn 4, Dracula Leech, and turn 5, same thing, whichever order you happen to play them in. I, generally speaking, rather get Leech out first, but whatever. You really want to get a Swarm discarded so you're not stuck with Swarms in hand at the end, because you want a MODOK on 6 with this deck. This is a MODOK on 6 deck. So Apocalypse and Swarms or MODOK for turn 6.
Looks good to me, except it is Morbius, not Mobius, but honest mistake.
Yeah. It's okay. I call every single video for the past week, I've called Mobius Coulson. So I just don't. There's no excuse for that. There's no reason that happens. I don't know. Brain just decided those are the same card.
That's amazing. All right, to the game.
It's time for the Masternot versus Deck 20. Deck 20 is really cool on Twitter. We haven't actually chatted, but very cool player. And we've got an opening hand. Looks like we might see Leech early.
I am really. First of all, I don't know what Deck 20 is playing, but I'm really curious about this Leech.
Yeah, I want to see this Leech played. Let's see if it does anything.
Colleen might hit Proxima?
I mean, unless it's MODOK. Oh, it's Blade. So, do we Colleen off the Blade? I would generally pass right now.
Yeah, pass and then just look to drop both of them next turn. Oh, it just goes for it.
That is not the Masternot's play, as Blade is gone. And here is move. We got Dagger. So if you're playing move and Great Web and New York appear, you're supposed to snap deck 20. Ooh, we're Blinky. Yeah, deck 20 has now snapped, I believe. So Great Web is a move location, and so is New York.
Yeah.
Which is why you should snap. And you should snap before you play Dagger so you can keep your opponent in.
Especially on game 1. Snap early.
Yeah. Like Dagger was already shown. You got to snap.
Yeah.
Sorry, New York was already shown. So you got to snap on that. There we go. All right. Here's a nice early Mobius. So let's assume that's going to be Mobius and not Colleen.
It's got to be. Do you play Corvus next turn with this hand? Not really that exciting.
I would probably play Colleen, but it's close. I really don't like getting rid of MODOK in this list, which is one of my big problems with both Corvus and Lady Sif.
Corvus is really... He's probably one of the more irritating cards to play in discard for me. He feels like he targets everything I need every time.
That's very interesting ordering.
I wonder what They're looking to
And
copy.
now it's Corvus with Apocalypse drawn, I believe.
Yeah.
It also makes your Asgard very likely to go off.
Are you hoping to keep the Modok or the Leech?
For this matchup, I think Leech might be more important. Choosing to get 2 vultures, yeah. There's the Modok and the Leech. Maybe you can keep neither, which is the Glaive.
And this is why I hate this card.
And here comes Colleen Wing. And if you're deck 20, you're snapping it. Or you should be snapping it in.
I think it may even stay in, though, if I was the master with a snap. Winning Asgard, drawing 2 is...
What are you drawing?
I don't have the deck list in front of me. I don't know, but I feel
Gambit?
like...
Dracula? Like your Apocalypse... I feel like your Apocalypse doesn't get big enough to beat a move deck that can do the thing.
Yeah, I guess your Leech is gone. You can't turn off Heimdall, or... This is about to get out of hand.
Yeah. So you're going to get a draw. Also, why not do that into Asgard? You would get the draw.
I don't know.
Here comes... I don't know what you play here.
See,
this is why you snapped earlier, right? Because now you're just like, I really hope something good. Is like your whole theory here.
And I think that Doctor Strange to middle play lets Master know that there is a Heimdall in hand. Because that really does set up for a big Heimdall in the last turn.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't have Heimdall, I do think you Strange into Asgard and try to get the draw.
I mean, even without, I would have Stranged into Asgard and tried to get the draw.
With Heimdall in hand?
Yeah, well, because then you're still adding, potentially, that's 12 there, and Heimdall is 21. Oh, there goes the second Vulture, which is an amazing hit. 2099. Heimdall has to go mid to have any chance of winning here.
Yeah. And what do you do? All in Swarm Dracula mid?
You have to do Swarm Dracula left, which is incredibly dangerous.
Why left?
Oh, he hit the dagger. Excuse me. He hit the dagger. I forgot that he hit the dagger. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid mid because of dagger. You can't win because that dagger died. Just for the record, you should run.
Yeah, I like 3 Swarms Dracula mid. Heimdall. I think you still beat a Heimdall middle.
Yeah, that'll beat a Heimdall middle for sure.
Yeah, this is another case of that not snapping early to get your free cube.
That's just a Heimdall.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I can't get that with yep. No matter what that hit, that was that. Yeah, deck 20 should have run there. Should have snapped earlier when they had the advantage, and then.
Yeah, I do think with the Modok and Leech discard, now that I'm thinking about it, you do just run. No sense in just 1 cube.
The Master ended up with the win despite the bad discards. So, but remember, you're not snapping because you win. You're snapping because you were favored.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee the Masternot's Gambit hits the exact card that wins the game, because a dagger would have completely changed that game.
Does if it hits the Human Torch, is that enough too?
Nope. Dagger would have been 12.
As
Torch was 4, right?
Snipe of the Gambit, yeah.
Right. Wolverine stays in hand, and looks like we'll be going Corvus.
Yeah. See, this is a hand that I'm happy with. Happy with Corvus. Don't care really what it hits. You do want to keep the Leech, obviously. Well, or you just
now
Corvus
I would play
Leech.
Corvus and Leech.
Yes.
Both mid is my working assumption.
Yeah. And then you assume that deck 20 is not playing like a Shang-Chi or anything like that, right? Or is that a tech card you see in move?
No, it's very rarely in move. You're happy to just go as big as you want. Although discard rarely gets big enough for discard to matter. For Shang-Chi to matter.
Yeah, I guess with the island there, What are you getting? 3 turns on Corvus? I guess it's not enough. I don't know why I'm. It's not even close.
It's okay. Math is hard.
Yeah.
Says the
For someone who
says the
poker
math
odds.
says the English teacher to the bundle guy.
Yeah.
Here's a
Ooh.
what the
Well,
I don't. That's not a good play.
yeah. I don't like. I don't know what he had in hand, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, just why move that? Move the Nico. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like for guaranteed no. So this is just, yeah. You should
Wait, Mobius
run deck 20. Yeah, Mobius. It doesn't matter what order. Mobius is ongoing.
Oh, right.
Well, it's obvious Mobius. Just figure out where. I don't love the Gambit mid.
Spread some power.
I like the Mobius mid. Gambit.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh.
And Leech causes the retreat as deck 20 had.
Guess it's nice when you get a turn 3 leech off.
Yeah, well. It wasn't even the deck doing anything, right? It was just silliness. Ooh.
Who snapped?
I believe that was deck 20.
Makes sense.
Iron Fist. This will be Human Torch, very likely, or a pass. Wow. The boldness with Colleen, though.
Yeah,
Chucking
I mean,
Glaives, chucking Glaives.
do you hold Colleen and play the glaive here? Because you don't want to discard the Apocalypse. The Apocalypse. You don't want to discard the Modok or the Dracula.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That is a nice 6 power Human Torch. And Mindscape is so annoying. Yeah, Mindscape is very bad for discard player. As
Especially
Dracula is suddenly a real bad play.
Apocalypse.
Leech is suddenly a real bad play.
The
Yeah.
whole hand sucks. This is tough. I guess you do swap the Heimdall if they have it, but it doesn't really matter.
Do not change that, friend. No, what? If deck 20 changes Mindscape, my head's gonna explode.
Yeah. I mean, it really wants that Heimdall.
I mean, I guess, but like,
Here's the thing: if he changes it, a Leech is coming down. That Heimdall is worthless anyway.
yep, you know the opponent has Leech, and they, wow, Modok over. I mean, you just Leech, right? Or you Gambit.
Oh man,
Modok can just give him Apocalypse. Why no play on turn 4?
He's gonna swap it now.
He's gonna swap it now. I don't
like that.
I don't like that at all. What the hell? I mean, it's just drop Apocalypse left, right?
Well, no, you gotta retreat, right?
I mean, you should retreat, yes.
I mean, unless your opponent, you think he's gonna play Heimdall.
Yeah, you would beat Heimdall.
Apocalypse left, and you.
If deck 20 plays Heimdall, I'm gonna throw my computer across the room. So like, oh my god, he stayed in.
He's going for it.
He said my opponent move players just play Heimdall. That's what they do. He did play Heimdall. Holy shit.
Wait, it's not enough though. The Iron Fist gets a +2.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god. Oh.
You had no business winning that.
Oh my god.
No business winning that at all. Holy crap. Coon Loon win. Masternot is on the ropes.
Here's the thing, that's a play I would make and then lose. I would just accidentally make it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean,
that's not good for either of them in any way, shape, or form.
I think I'm snapping though. For you, your favorite is discard, right?
Yeah, you have to be. They can't move if it's world chip.
Yeah,
snap and then run deck 20.
Yeah. He's taking too long. I don't like this.
No, if he stays in. Look, the decisions being made in this game are complicated for me. But what the deck 20 said I am Cyclops.
Oh,
goodbye. Okay, good. All right, as long as we don't get a double world chip, we're good here.
I mean, for world chip, that's almost the perfect hand for master.
Gamma Lab.
Great for either of them, right?
Deck 20 has more cheap stuff to just throw in there. Although that's to throw something to the right, so that's not. Although Sinister London is really good for discard. Like, really good for discard.
Yeah.
And not great for move.
Are you, I guess depending on what they drop here, are you playing Gambit? No.
No, I really want MODOK. I don't. Why would you? What?
I'm very confused.
Yeah, like, why would you play Nico on turn 1 if you didn't have anything to do with it? All right, double Gambit and just say bye. I don't think I would. I really want MODOK here. Dracula MODOK is insane power. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't. I like the Dracula MODOK. Yeah, with the Dracula draw, I don't think you consider Gambit here. Well,
TheMasternot said, "I'm not you. I'm me."
I feel like the risk of discarding that MODOK or the Leech is not worth what you're destroying here. I mean, or you could just hit the Apocalypse. Hit it twice?
Then
no.
Nope.
Hey.
There's the MODOK. Yeah, that's really rough. And you're still staring down the Hulk.
Yeah.
Double Dracula, but now you don't have a discard.
Ooh, that's tough. You had a great curve with Dracula MODOK.
Yep.
Just getting that Apocalypse to go to both Draculas.
Well, I mean, it's definitely Dracula. You don't have another play. There's New York showing for deck 22. Although there is no move card. One got destroyed and one got hulked. Did the Master not just snap?
I did not see who snapped.
Well, not the Master not, because you don't retreat. You don't pull your Dracula back if, you know.
Is this a retreat here, or you...
I would retreat.
Yeah, with New York showing.
Well, so now it's Leech, right?
Or, I mean, I kind of like
Leech
Corvus.
No, Corvus Swarm next. Leech into Corvus Swarm. What?
I mean, this is kind of
Okay.
acts as a pseudo MODOK, right?
Yeah, but you could have done that last turn just fine. Yeah, now you're risking a Heimdall.
I guess you're afraid of more swarms here. Well,
now you don't have space to play everything. Oh, it's a lot of freaking energy. Is the Master not staying in for all?
oh, you get to dump your whole hand. Swarm,
Yeah.
swarm, swarm.
Yeah, you have no choice. And then you just have 25 power apocalypses. Let's see what happens.
This is pretty good. I don't mind staying in here.
Yeah, well, that's gonna depend on what the 2099 hits, right? You just Heimdall mid. Heimdall mid loses. Okay, no. New York means you can move some vultures. Okay.
Yeah, you go everything to New York and then Heimdall left. Bring the 99s and the vultures mid.
Yeah.
That in
Let's
I
play.
think that's enough power, yeah.
It should be.
I
All
think
right,
that's
let's
the
go.
only play.
This is it. This is the end. This is our final game. Deck 20. Oh, deck 20 has one. I guess deck 20 can retreat if they don't have. But like New York is so good.
Yeah, also, if you're deck 20, you're probably more likely to win this than win 5 more.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, and
Oh,
Elias.
shit. But Elias doesn't do it. Does Elias do it? Elias doesn't do it, does it?
I don't know. Oh no,
they're adding 24. Yeah, that Elias doesn't do it. That's such a.
If the right Dracula discards first, it wins.
But... Yeah, but it never does.
Nope. Yeah.
Like you just got to do that math. That's not like. It's free math, friends.
Ooh.
It's showing math.
That's rough. Right.
GG's to the Masternot.
I'm gonna assume they didn't have Heimdall in hand.
Yeah, as we still don't know if Leech is actually good in this list. All right, we hope you enjoyed the game. Certain tiers of support for Snap Judgments come with on-air thanks, including the ability to play in tournaments is a Patreon $1 perk, simply because that lets me not lose an insane amount of money on this. But the $10 tier comes with on-air thanks. So we've got thanks for Abigail Kiesling, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Father Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jane Everett, JD McDonaldino, Akela Platino, Caretex Lee, Coy Ray, KCH, Doku, Philip Brakovich, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, The Bizza, Jay Bussy, X-Force V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Models, Louis Antunes, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, No Flex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, The Pirate King Tucker, The Homie Man, and of course, Gunny T. Thank you so much.
Didn't even realize you were that far on the list.
Oh yeah. I've got a lot of, I do this every day.
Yeah.
All right. So those games were really, really fun. If you're watching these and want to take a lesson, the lesson is very often snapping and retreating early is extraordinarily powerful. That's the lesson that we're getting from most of these games. Although these decks I think are really cool and worth trying out. Let us know in the comments how they go for you. Any thoughts, Yeti?
Yeah, I think just snapping aggressively has been a key. It's taught me to snap a little bit more aggressively in my games too. Watching it, the consequences of it secondhand is, yeah, really important.
All right, hit that sub. Check out the Patreon at patreon.com/snapjudgments, and we'll see you tomorrow for, well, we have the number 6 deck in Snap exclusively. See you then.
Also, wait, time out. I'm doing a giveaway.
The giveaway.
The giveaway on my channel. Go subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Also, I'm gonna do casting for this with Glazer, with other people throughout the weeks. I think it's Gunny T next week, not 100% sure, but go to my channel, subscribe, leave a comment. You get 1 entry per comment, 1 entry per video that you comment on, and then all the way through March. And then I'm giving away 3 season passes at the end of the month for the next season. So go check out my channel.
Do it. Peace.